And we are back with another flashlight unboxing slash review. And with this one, we are going to be taking a look at the EagTac D3A Clicky. They are formerly known as Eagle Tactical. They make some pretty awesome flashlights. I will go ahead and disclose that it was pretty hard to understand the lumens and the functions going from either their website or Optics Planet. I've taken a look at a couple other websites trying to find some specs on this. I think I have it deciphered, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get into it. So this is the EagTac, and this is the D3A Clicky. Now, I've been waiting on this guy for a while. I ordered this from Optics Planet. It cost me about 80 bucks, and I ordered it probably 2.5. I think I ordered it on the 1st, and I just got it in last night. So here is some specs. I did go for the neutral white variant. Don't have a lot of neutral white flashlights, so pretty excited to check this guy out. Now, it does say 377 lumens on here. So whenever I look on the websites, nothing shows 377 lumens for like the run times or the functions. So the best I can guess is that the numbers are going with the lithium ion batteries, because it does say you get a higher output with lithium ion. So we're going to use lithium ion specs and see how close we can get. So let's go ahead and take a look. We'll go ahead and get into it now that we've looked at the box. First up, don't eat that. Get that out of the way. And it does come in a nice little nylon pouch, so we will take a look at that here in a second. Thank you for choosing EagTac, sorry. Here we go. And what else do we got? Looks like a lanyard and some O-rings, and we'll go ahead and get this stuff out of here so we can talk about that. Pretty impossible to find instructions online, so here you go. Here is a warranty card from EagTac. Also tells you to visit their website. There you go. And here is the instruction manual. So this thing, so this thing is pretty nuts. Yeah, we'll get into this part right here. It does have programmable, and it's for turning on moonlight. So the websites that I read just say to get lower lows is how they describe this. So we'll attempt to do that. I saw this online, wasn't super excited that with the head loosen it's low, medium, high, and then you get strobe, SOS, beacon, low flash. I don't know the thought process behind that, but well, we'll see. Here's the back. Pause if you want to read all of this. So there we go. And like normal, we'll take a look at all the goodies just to see what gets included. And I see a couple spare O-rings. Here's a split ring, spare O-rings, or O-ring, I guess I should say. And then here is your lanyard that does go on the split ring. No EagTac branding on this at all. Just looks like a generic style lanyard. All right, now that all that's out of the way, let's take a look at this guy. Here is your little holster slash sheath. It is Velcro. There you go. Very, very sturdy. Here's the inside of it. And there she is. This thing's pretty nice. This feels solid, and it holds its form very well. So that's cool. I like that. I like that it's not squishy. So here is your EagTac D3A Clicky. This thing's hard to focus on. There we go. So this is in titanium, and it does say that it has a anti-glare coating on it, something to that effect. Here's your clip. Very nice. Not 100% sure what these screws are. We might attempt to see if we can figure out what those are. So here is the branding here. There we go. EagTac D3A titanium. There's your serial number. Nothing on the other side as far as I can tell. And then here is your fire switch. Little tactile. It is recessed, so that's pretty nice. Your lanyard holes are kind of in an awkward spot. They're down there inside by the button, so I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that yet. Here you go. Here's your glass with your XML2 Cree LED. And like I said, mine is neutral white. There we are. So far so good. I like it. Let's see what we're looking like as far as weight goes without battery. I can tell this thing doesn't have a battery in it. 1.2 ounces. It is very light. So we'll get a weight here in a second with battery installed. So let's go ahead and do that real fast. Okay, with a lithium ion battery, we are at 2 ounces exactly. So it is light, which kind of to be expected whenever you're looking at titanium. And that was a lithium ion battery I just put in here. I am not 100% sure if that thing is fully charged, so we'll find out. So let's go ahead and do a couple size comparisons. Let's start off with the Ace Beam Tool AA, because I feel like this is going to be the closest as far as size goes, and it is pretty much the same size. I mean, this is going to be like if we put a let's see, do I have an eye? I do. Okay, so here is a i5T from Olight. If you don't know the size of the lumen tops, this is pretty much the same size. So in comparison, yeah, I mean, their form and size is very, very close. Very close. Yeah. Okay. So let's swap him out. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and throw in the lumen top, because that is another one from that same AA family that looks close to the same size. There we go. You can see that is very close in size. And then we'll put the i3T back on the table just for a second. There you go. I just wanted to show the size off of these guys. This is kind of in between a i3T and an i5T or R from Olight. You can see it. They're very, very close. This is just slightly larger than the i3T, but it is a little bit smaller than the i5T. Just a hair. I mean, if I had to compare the two, oh man, to me it's closer to the i3T. Just ever so slightly larger than the i3T. We will, since this one's the new hotness, let's go ahead and throw in the Baton 3 Pro Max. You can see huge difference there from carry profile. Way, way, way different. Much, much smaller as far as clip goes. Way smaller. Oh man. Yeah, the Pro Max is a beast. If you don't have one of these yet, these things are awesome. And then let's go ahead and get this guy out of the way. So we'll go ahead and shoot for a Warrior Mini. Here you go, since that is slightly smaller than a Pro Max, the Baton 3 Pro Max. And then we will also throw in an Arcfeld, just stuff with bigger profiles that people carry. Here you are. You can see the difference there. Quite a bit, actually. And then let's get the last of the big ones. We'll just do a couple more. How about a Baton 3 and an i3E? So here is your Baton 3, your little boy, and then the i3E. So there you go. That we'll do that for size comparisons. That's how far we'll wrap that up right there. So looking at the body of this thing, I do like the clip. I like the clip. It seems like it's got pretty good retention. I like that. I like the profile of it. This could have been nipped off a little bit for me. That's a little excessive, but I mean I'm just making first impressions on this. It hasn't had zero pocket time. Like I said, it just came in last night. So we'll see. Maybe this will work out. But just looking at it, I'm not a big fan when they protrude like that off the side of the flashlight. I feel like it should just taper down and end. Maybe have a little bit of a lip just to help sliding it into a pocket. But you know, we'll see. So let's take the battery back out. Oh, this is what I'm going to be using. So the website and everything I read says you can use a 14500 or you can use a normal AA. I'm going to shoot for this because it says for higher lumen output, use this guy. On the box, it says 377 lumens. If you use a lithium ion, we're supposed to get closer to 400. So we'll see. Here you go. So here is the bottom. This is a how did they describe this? This is a solid block of brass. It's pure brass for heatsink for the LED itself. Let's see if that focus. There you go. And so far, this thing is not disappointing. Everything about this is pretty beautiful, actually. I mean, I don't see anything wrong. If you watched my recent Mech Army light, I was a little disappointed with some of the quality control issues I had on there. But this guy looks like he's turning out okay. So as far as functions go, you have two different kinds of memory mode. So this is a twist to get the different settings. So with loosened, we're supposed to go to the low settings. There we go. So at standard, this is your low setting, which is 2 lumens. And when you tighten this, you go to, am I tightening it the right way? There we go. When you tighten it up, you go to high. So we'll start off with the low lumens because that's what I use the most. I prefer the low lumens. So with the low output, 2 lumens, 100 and it says 150 plus hours with this. And then you can momentary click. You actually don't have to click it on and off. So if we momentary click like that, then we can go to the next setting, which is 14 lumens for 35 hours. And then you get 185 lumens for 2.2 hours. And then 328 for 1.2. Now that is for the XPL, the normal XPL. So this is the L2. So with those lumens, you get, see if we can recycle, 2, 16, 232, and 405. So those are your highs right here, 405. And if we cycle back through, then we go to strobe warning. You get your strobe, you get SOS, and you get the flash. I mean, you get all these crazy blink. There's your low blink. This thing has all these different auxiliary modes. So that's what I was saying, man. It's kind of hard to decipher what they're trying to tell you on the website. But from what I gather, with a lithium ion battery in here, this gets 2 lumens, 16 lumens, 232 lumens, and 405 for the L2 version, which is this with the neutral white. If you get the standard version, the XPL, you get the 1.9 lumens, 14, 185, and then 328. That's supposed to be the difference. Now, if we tighten the head down, which is just by twisting here, tighten it all the way up, you end up with high, and then warning, another strobe warning, you get SOS. And that's the only 2 functions you get there. Now, I do like, I see where this thing gets its name. So Clicky, as far as Clicky goes, it is very, very clicky. And reverse click. Okay, so oh man, so let's see if we can decipher this. So to lower the low output, so what you do is you start the flashlight with the head loosened by, you turn on the light, and then you tighten and loosen it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And that switches you to lower lows, which looks like it did. So then that would be your lower your 2 lumens, 11 lumens, 167 and 286 should be what that is. Or yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. This thing's kind of the anything you look up on this light, it's kind of weird. So let's see if we can go back from that setting. So 1, 2, 3, and then back on, and then we should be back at normal. That's a little crazy, and that's how you, yeah, see, it is brighter now. So that is how you access moonlight mode, and that is programmable. You don't have to do it every time. So if you want to keep moonlight mode on here, you just do that crazy sequence once, and then there you go, you're programmed. So let's see. Let's throw the other battery back in here. Or I say back. Let's throw this battery in here and see if we see a difference. So toggle it down a little bit, and then there we go. So this should be the lower output. And it seemed, yeah, I guess it is a little bit lower, just a hair. I'm not going to strobe everybody again. There you go. There's your bright, your high. No double click for turbo or anything like that. Your turbo is just high. So if you want to get to high, all you're going to do is just twist. There you go. And that's all you do as far as that goes. So far, I like it. I like how light it is. I really enjoy that. Something I'm not 100% sure about, like I said, is this whole split ring going here. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that, personally. Not being that close to the button, because this button itself is just some kind of rubber. See if this thing will focus. Yeah, see how I can just move it and jitter it around. I'm not 100% sure. This doesn't look like it's glow in the dark. You would think it was just by looking at it, but it doesn't look like it's glow in the dark. That's a miss. That would have been awesome if it was glow in the dark. These screws, man, I don't know. I don't think that's anything. It looks like maybe an Allen. Should we try it? Maybe we should. Let's see. I'm probably gonna regret messing around with this. Let's see if this is 1.5 maybe. 1.5. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So one and a half. Let's just try it too, just to make sure. Yeah. Okay. So 1.5. There you go. That's your guy right there. If you want to get that off of there. I don't know why I guess you could carry this without a clip if you were going to carry it in a holster or something, or in the holster that it came with. I guess you wouldn't have to have the clip on there. But see, I probably wouldn't. I really do like this clip quite a bit, actually. That's pretty nice. So now let's go to the runtime. 150 hours, or well, it says 150 plus hours. Whenever you are using the lithium-ion battery, and I guess if you're using it at the standard, which is like 2 lumens, I guess that's when you're going to get the 150-ish. And then if you put it in the lower mode, that's probably when you'll run your you get your 150 plus. It really doesn't specify; it just says 150 plus. I mean that's pretty good. I mean that's great for moonlight mode. I do like that you can run high mode for an hour. It does say with the brass heatsink that if it does start overheating or anything like that, you're going to want to turn it down. I don't remember anything about it stepping itself down. I don't remember reading anything like that, but maybe it does. We'll see. Aside from that, it is IPX8 rated. So you do have some waterproofing, and you do have, some weatherproofing on here. We saw the O-ring. Whenever I took this thing apart, I'll pull it back apart just so, since we're talking about it. Here you go. There's your O-ring. And they do give you one extra of those, so that's nice. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of that. We all know that I like the extra O-rings. I like anything to help maintain the light because I like to use my stuff. So anything that'll help me do this, I appreciate that. And then it, like I said, $80. I think I picked this up, like I said, Optics Planet. I think I picked it up for like 60 something. I think it's a little bit cheaper on Optics Planet than it is everywhere else. You know, buy it where you like. I don't think you can actually buy it from EagTac's website. I think it just directs you to a dealer or somewhere that you can actually pick this up. And they do sell a version of this called the D3C, which is supposed to be basically this guy, but more like your Baton 3 form factor. So after handling this, I'm actually very interested in that. I'm not a huge fan of the programming modes, like how the program mode actually works on this flashlight. But that's neither here nor there. You know, once you set it, it's kind of a set it and forget it type thing. It doesn't say anything about when you shut it off that it's going to reset it or send it back to factory. So that's a huge plus if you want the lower lows like I do. So I'll probably, as soon as this video is over, switch it back to that input. Then yeah, this is pretty nice. Aside from that, there's not a whole lot of things I don't think I like about this light. I like the titanium. There's no burrs. There's nothing on here that feels, kind of like quality control issues. Kind of like what I had with the Mech Army. I feel like I had a lot of QC issues on that guy that I wasn't very happy about. And this gives a decent beam distance too. I can't remember if I touched on that, but it does say it's right about 100 yards is the max throw on this. So I mean that's pretty good for just a single AA light. I mean I can't ask a whole lot more than that as far as this size goes. This is just something I'd throw in my pocket to go to the store or to work or something, and then just use if I needed it to, because I do carry the Warrior Mini most of the time for all the big things I'm doing and all my normal day-to-day stuff. So this being super light, and I mean I've got big hands. I'm 6'2", like 215-ish pounds. So me putting this in my hand, holding it like I normally would so that I can hit the button, this is where she sits. And that's probably even a little bit too far up. And I like the placement of the clip because it doesn't feel unnatural. Like how it tapers down, that doesn't hinder me from holding this. I can still fire, everything still works. There we go. So I'm not flashing everybody. And man, if you've heard me talk about video like flashlights before, the momentary on, it's got it. I mean, it's kind of momentary on, I guess. I still have to make that really loud clicking sound. But I will say, and I wish I had a way to point this out, whenever this light's on and I press this down like momentarily just to swap the modes, I mean, I'm barely pressing this, like barely any pressure is going into this. You see, it's super sensitive. I love that. It really does. It feels very high quality. So I'm a huge fan of that. I've been wanting one of these for a while. I just haven't taken the gamble to order it yet, and I'm glad I did. I'm definitely going to pick up the D3C just to see the difference between the two. I do hope that it's not, I'm sure this is going to be the case. I'm hoping it's not just this much less of the flashlight. I'm hoping it's a little bit stubbier. But, it is. That's just a preference of mine. It's not the end-all, be-all. Because this is slender. It feels a little bit more slender than like your Olight, this guy. And I know they're right about the same size, but I think it comes here because the actual body tapers right here, and then it slims it out just a hair. But you can see, for it being a AA light, it is a little bit shorter than the i5T from Olight. And I mean, that's nice. And this clip, this is that's a super deep carry clip. If we put it up next to an Olight as far as like this clip goes, here you go. See, that's a pretty big difference, man. Overall, I think this thing is very, very well engineered. I think this is going to be one of my favorites, honestly. And it's titanium. It's light. It's 2 ounces with a lithium ion battery in there. This is pretty awesome. I will say that I see that these are limited editions, or at least maybe some of them are limited editions. So, I mean, you could pick up the neutral white like what I have here. But if if you like the brightest of the lights, probably go with a cool white. I think they also have this in a warm. Maybe I'm mistaken. It may not be warm. It might be 2 neutrals and a cool white. I think the cool white was like the 219C at 4000K. It was something like that. CRI 92. So that would be a cool pickup too. If anybody picks that up, I'd like to see pictures of the beam. Just like I said, there's not a ton of stuff on YouTube about this light. But let's wrap this up. We're already hitting like 25 minutes. I'm rambling because I like this light so much. But I just wanted to express that this is worth picking up if you don't have an EagTac. This is nice. And obviously I bought this light with my own money. They didn't reach out to me or pay me or send me anything. I bought this. I've been looking at it for a while. So definitely pick one up. If you don't have one already, here is not that. That doesn't even have their web. Well, there you go. You can just go to EagTac.com. There you go. That's how you get there. And check these guys out. Optics Planet has a little bit cheaper than Amazon right now, but you can also pick it up on Amazon. If you liked this video, please smash that like button, consider subscribing, and check back for future content. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next one.